Welcome back to Fox NFL Sunday. JB had a little trouble there going off to commercial break. I just thought I'd take it over. You back? You ready? You all right now?
I think I'm ready now.
Okay, take it away.
Thank you very much. The amazing turnaround for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has been a team effort. But, Ronnie, the man responsible for getting the players and setting that system there for Trent Dilfer to do well is none other than Tony Dungy.
JB, look, I've been around coaches that have made players better, and we all have. But when you think of Tony Dungy, believe me, he's made his players better people.
No good.
Doug Johnson wearing number 12.
When you look at Tony Dungy, you wonder why this guy wasn't a head coach years ago.
What is it that you're selling? How do you get him to really buy into it?
Well, what I tried to sell to him, what our whole staff tried to sell, is that we're going to have a philosophy. We're going to have a style that we're going to play. And you never know if they're going to buy into that or not. That was my biggest fear. The first team meeting that we had is here you're going to spill your guts to the team and say, this is what we're going to do. And you just hope they don't look at you and say, that'll never work. You know?
The hardest thing to do is to take a quarterback that high.
With the exception of Bledsoe, can you name a quarterback who in the last 6 years has come out high and has instantly played well off the top?
It doesn't happen. I think
Mature and experience. That seems like it's the theme here. Why do you think that you were so immature?
I never really had to face any adversity as a football player, as an athlete. I was always the biggest kid, the fastest kid, the best. I just didn't know how to handle adversity. I didn't know that you can take adversity and help it maybe mold you and change you and make you stronger and better. Instead, it really brought me down and kind of turned me into somewhat of a crybaby.
Everyone, to a man in that locker room, they didn't want Jimmy Johnson.
Right.
They didn't want Steve Spurrier. The players knew. The players wanted Tony Dungy.
Yeah. I think he has proved that if you have great character and you're a man of integrity, you're those things, that we're smart enough as players to recognize it. And when you see that in a man, you can't help but follow.
Trent reminds me so much of Terry. And he's a very energetic guy. He loves to have fun. He's got a great deal of talent. And he came into the league feeling like he was going to take it by storm. And it didn't happen right away.
That sounds like Terry.
Exactly.
I trusted my ability. I believed that I could do it. I just was starting to get frustrated. Like, when's this going to happen? I expected a year of rough stuff, maybe half a year. I didn't expect 3 years. I didn't expect this to be going on forever. And for my name to began to get associated with failure, you know, that was hard.
And in the Miami game, I was sitting in the stands, and when he went down in that first quarter with a knee injury, and all of a sudden the stadium just went stock dead.
Clock continues to tick, 4:14 to go, and here comes Trent. Listen to the roar of the crowd. What a difference the season makes, huh? Trent Dilfer will turn into the game. He threw a strike.
The first time I've seen it, I got chills right there.
That's the ultimate.
It is. I tell you what, I choked up talking about it. I think that this city and I have been through a lot in the first 3 years. I think I was a big disappointment to him early on, and I think we're misunderstood at times.
You know, perceptions can fool you sometimes, and you can think about the way things used to be or the way people think things are. And I think there's still a perception of the Bucs around the country that we're kind of a joke. But the reality is that, you know, we're a pretty good team.
Reality is, if you look at this football team, they play hard, they get after you. But you know what? The reality is we all understand what it's like to be around a guy like Tony Dungy. And Tony Dungy brings a lot of heart to this team, TB.
He's a great man. I had him in Pittsburgh. We were best friends. I mean, believe it or not, you're not going to believe this, but we used to have Bible study at my apartment, Tony and I. So I know he's a class act, and I'm happy for Trent Dilfer. The thing about Tampa Bay is that they just simplified everything. They simplified their offense. They brought in weapons and all-star and work done. They got receivers that can catch it, and they're playing great defense. And they're not making mistakes, and they're playing great football. And I'm happy to see that pewter power is really something that everybody should believe in.
See, that's the thing about you. You and me have been together, 4 years now?
Too long.
And something
Go
pops
do a movie,
up.
man.
February. Something pops up every now and then. It just shows another side of you. It's beautiful.
I've got my
Tony Dungy, you know, one thing Trent Dilfer referred to when he's talking about Tony Dungy is, and Ronnie, we've all been in the locker room and we've heard some coaches come in with that coach speak and it sounds contrived. when you hear what Tony Dungy has to say, you know he's speaking from the heart. He's honest. He treats you like a man. The highs aren't too high. The lows aren't too low. This is a week where they could very easily overlook Arizona. And, you know, this is not a team that's going to do that because they remember, as Tony told me this week, they remember being 0-5. It's a reflection of him. Dilfer's success is a byproduct of Tony Dungy. It's a byproduct of those young players that can break the play on any play.
Dilfer, remember when Tampa Bay wanted a coach, they called on Jimmy Johnson. Why did he turn down Tampa Bay?
Dilfer.
And then they went to Steve Spurrier. Why did he turn down Tampa Bay?
Dilfer.
And then on Sunday night, who Tampa Bay play? Miami. And who'd they beat? Miami, Jimmy Johnson with Dilfer throwing 4 touchdown passes. I think Justin.
Once again, the viewpoint of my co-analyst. You know, Terry has really been an AWM today, a whale of a man throughout the day.
He is angry.
Oh, yeah. I believe you said that.
A whale of a man. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff here on Fox NFL Sunday. 2 young quarterbacks looking to turn their season around are the Saints' Heath Shuler, Terry Scott, and the Giants' Dave Brown. Shuler took a big step in that direction last week by going 15 of 21 for more than 200 yards, touchdown pass, and no picks. Back with more in a moment.